All right. Coming off today, off the scrimmage, really tried to push some more situational work. Today was a day, we've got to be better. Just being blunt about it. I thought there was some good flash moments, just not the consistency of what I want to see. And midway point of spring practice, they've had a great 7 days, leading up. But today was not to the standard, start to finish that I want to see. And so, challenge the guys. We got an opportunity to respond to that, and something we have to respond to. But all in all, I thought there were some positive moments. But just as a big picture approach, we have to be better.
Coach, is that common coming off a scrimmage to have a practice like this?
Yeah, common. That's where, and that's the message to the team. There's plenty of common things that can go on, but is that what you desire to be? Do you want to be like most programs? Do you want to be like what the human nature desires you to do? And that's to be comfortable. Let's just go through it. I don't want that. I'm not into that. I want a different standard of how we need to operate and what we need to do, and we have to make the choice to get that done. Not everybody. I thought there were some, like I said, there were good moments in practice, there were good periods, but start to finish, be uncommon. Go do something different. And I don't know if I know we did not do that to the level that I want to do.
Early on when you were pushing the tempo and encouraging guys to go faster between reps, was that planned or is that reacting to how they
coming out of scrimmage, that's one thing that we have to do. We have to push the tempo. We have to, I was pleased coming out of the scrimmage of what our guys know. It was not disruptive in the scrimmage. Guys were getting lined up. Guys know what to do. It was one of probably the better scrimmages that I've been around, especially with the number of newcomers, where guys were where they were supposed to be. Details, fundamentals, that has to continue to improve. But now that you know where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do, now go do it faster, be it more efficient. And that is the challenge to the guys. And I thought there were moments today where we looked like that. There were other moments where we did not. So,
Coach, why is going faster important?
I've always had the mindset of, I want to try to practice at an unrealistic expectation. So that regardless of who you play or what you do, defensively you're used to operating that way. Offensively, if you need to, or if it gives you that advantage in the course of a game, that you can go to it. But if you never practice that way, it's hard to turn it on within a week. I'd rather play and practice that way, and then be able to slow down if need be, or if the situation calls for it. But there's been some, and I also believe it's starting to fit our personnel. I think there's. With some of the playmakers that we're able to add, and some of the things I think we'll be able to do, out of the backfield, on the perimeter. it leads you to be able to I believe, play faster, and something that we're gonna push towards.
Coach, when you think about inconsistent practice, was it the defense was?
No, it was. And it's we'll go in and watch film, and when you take the in between the plays, when you take some of the feelings of it, it's going to probably look pretty good. But I was there, and it's like I said, what is the standard of operation, and just the sense of urgency and intensity, all that matters. And we're trying to bring game type intensity to every practice and every rep, so that we can push ourselves and continue to improve and take it to another level. And it's challenging. It's I've never been around a team that's done that perfectly, but at the end of the day, we had this moment and this opportunity, and we'd be better.
When you went back and looked at the scrimmage film, anything in particular, anybody stand out from what you saw?
I thought it was a good scrimmage. It was back and forth. There were good plays on both sides. The things that hurt the offense are easily correctable. But they also were able to put together some long drives. They had some explosive plays defensively. Saw guys flying around. Saw good effort chasing the ball. I think we have playmakers on both sides of the ball that they have their flash moments. We're just looking for that consistency, play in and play out. But I thought it was a good first scrimmage. It really was one of the better ones that I've probably been around. I think having the depth and the competition helps that. But it was a good scrimmage.
You guys are moving some guys around the offensive line, and some guys are new. Like, do you guys have like an internal clock where you know, like, okay, we're on track with the offensive line, where you feel like?
I mean, it's that position. You're going to have guys that are ready to do multiple things, and sometimes when you get like Bless, for example, Bless was playing majority right tackle. Right, I mean, he's going to have to be able to play other spots. You look at Darius Washington. He's saying, he started at right tackle majority of the year. He's working, at different spots, right now, and but he's going to have to be prepared. Last year he played all 5. He played center too. So it's, we're trying to make sure that we're working different combinations. I like what I'm seeing. I like the growth of that group. But if you don't do it now, it's hard to get it all. When you get to the fall like that. As long as we have, that's set in the fall, even it doesn't have to be the first week, but I mean, just for those guys to build that continuity, we have enough returning, guys that have production and experience that it'll gel well.
Bishop Thomas seems like he flashes us a lot.
Yeah, flashes me a lot too.
Further than normal freshman defensive.
I really like, him, Daniel Lyons. I think when you sit there, I know I mentioned Dante. Aaron Hester had a good day today in times. I saw him have those moments. But it's a good group. And Bishop is definitely a very explosive player. We knew that. As he was coming out of high school, it was a unique situation. He had a really good junior year. Wasn't able to play a senior year, but we knew that we were getting a good athlete, and that's what I think is probably more impressive than anything is the time that he's had away from football to see how quick he's transition and got back in the swing of it. But he's made some great strides. I'm excited about that group and him in particular.
In general, the freshman defenders, have they all seemed to acclimate pretty quickly?
They have. It's when you sit there and you think about being 8 practices in when all those guys could be in the spring of their high school senior year, it's impressive. We got some really good young men. The way that they've acclimated to come in, they're still competing. They're still learning. I think about like Duke last year. He came in and didn't get here till the summer. Had was not unavailable at the first part of, but basically the majority of camp, and then you saw him about midway through the season. Man, he just started building that confidence. He started his first game against Miami and played really well towards the back half of it. We have these guys all 6 months earlier, and they still have 6 more months to get to that point where he really came on. And so I'm excited about the potential of that group.
All right, thank you, Coach.